Hello, it is Saturday, May 19th, 2012, and out here with my parents again, and it's been a spring started off fairly wet, and then this week, even earlier in May, has been like record highs for this time of the year for Ohio, at least central Ohio, and because of the water and the sunshine, just from like the last couple of times I was here recently, my parents patch for where they put their garden last summer has like exploded with growth. Not the growth that you want. Anyways, I'm here with Mr. Toby. Kind of blends in with the trampoline. Just barely jumping on it. I'm not gonna like do anything crazy to make him fly up in the air. Just he's mostly inside dog, comes out to use the restroom. We let him roam around. He's mostly trustworthy, like he can circle my parents' entire backyard, usually without running away, but sometimes he will go off to the neighbors, or either go off to the neighbors over there, or to the left into the woods. If he does, over there on the edge of the yard, all that growth, it extends all the way to the road. It's actually part of my parents' yard too, but I guess my stepdad Bob decided to let it grow up as a barrier. Now that there's 3 dogs at the house right now, Maggie, their new boxer, who's still young, is one of them, and then Sophie, my older sister's little Chihuahua mix. That growth helps them from running out to that dangerous road where there's like a downhill, then an uphill, then a downhill, and that'd be the worst spot for them to run out to. They can get hit for sure. Alright, Toby, you look dehydrated already. I think he needs a haircut for how hot it is. It's supposed to get up to 89 today. Yeah, you're a little warm, even in the shade. Maggie's hiding under the trampoline. There you are. She's still wearing a cast from... I never found out the specifics, but at least one or some or all of my nephews were playing out back, and then I think the ground was wet and they all fell on top of her, or at least one of them did, and then that's how Maggie broke her leg. It's like back when I was younger, we had a Great Dane that was still a young puppy, and my older sister's best friend during the winter time slipped on the ice and fell on our dog and broke its leg. So just kind of like deja vu, except for it didn't happen during the winter. Yeah, this is a pretty boring video so far. That's gonna get much more interesting. They're big leaves, so I assume they're elephant ears. Guess you can call them what you want since you don't know what they are. Let's give them a nickname. This is where all the brush gets thrown and decomposes. It's going to take a while for that big set of bushes right there to decompose. And creek was completely dry a few weeks ago. It's doing better now. Comes from that direction, and then as I think I've said really long ago past video, runs this direction and circles all the way left out to Hargis Lake. If the water doesn't dry up along the way somewhere or gets blocked off, which right now is a high likelihood because just like 100 to 150 yards to the left of here, there's like a boatload of shale rock, so it might even be blocked off right there. There's just a couple of examples of like up there, other than the water that's actually making it through. It's a lot of shale blocking it off right there and right there. Yeah, I'm still dealing with my health problem, sadly. I started trying to be more aggressive about going to my doctors. I'm dizzy just walking around out here. Part of it could be my condition, part of it, and then it could be a combination of the medication I take, clonazepam, because it says right on the bottle, causes drowsiness or may cause. And I just had my dosage increase recently for the first time in forever. Like, yeah, it's been, I don't know, maybe a year and a half since my dosage was increased. This is only the second time I pretty much went from 0.5 milligram twice a day to 1 milligram twice a day to now 1 milligram 3 times a day, which is working better. Haven't since my dose. It's only been a couple of days since I've been able to take 3 milligrams, prescribed. And take them early before like a late night anxiety attack kicks in or late afternoon. Medication will be in my system and then I won't have one. Whereas before I was only supposed to be taking 2 a day, but I had recently switched doctors, so I had extra left over from not only my old doctor, but when they prescribe you medications, sometimes they will prescribe you like an even number that is slightly more than the number of days in the month. So you end up with extra, like 1 or 2 extra. And if in the past I used to never felt the urge that I was going to pass out so bad that I was desperate enough to take extra medication. So I ended up with extra, and then of course it came in handy when my dosage started becoming ineffective, until I was able to get an actual prescribed increase in dosage. Not that I want to keep increasing my dosage and be on this medication. I want to be off of it. But it's hot out here compared to usual. Like this is gonna be the hottest day of since spring started. It's 89 for the little past the middle of May is 2/3 of the way into May is pretty hot. Usually doesn't get this hot until July, August. I remember in the past, like non-windy 80-degree day in May was considered hot, and that was, like, even back when I was in cross-country running shape, like going for a run on those days was like really tough. So I'm gonna try not to be stupid and run around out here today, because of my condition. Since I can't do much, I don't do much, and that just makes me out of shape and makes my symptoms that much more worse. Like the other day, I was just shooting around basketball, and not even shooting around basketball. Oh, somebody's hot. I went to Los Adar Park, and I was like getting out of breath just dribbling the basketball around, like slowly. I need some water. Grab her sock. Sock was over her cast. Stop from getting so dirty. She did have like this homemade boot along with it also. They're still running around. The ball we just brought out. So I was playing not really playing basketball. I was at the basketball court dribbling around, and I was gonna work out. And it was hard just to, let's go inside. Go get some water. It was hard just to dribble, and then I tried slowly jogging up and down the court. It's a very small court, back and forth, and that seemed like it was way too hard of exercise. And just shooting some mid-range jump shots was taking a lot out of me, and as you can tell by my breath, just walking up that hill took something out of me, which in the past I used to come out here and start down there and sprint all the way up this hill like 7 to 10 times and recover pretty quickly after each run. Now I'm having trouble walking up a hill, a smaller hill. Anyways, yeah, shooting a basketball felt like I was running up and down the court as far as how much it made me feel. And then I went up for like 1 or 2 dunks, and that was like doing an all-out sprint to my body. It like took everything out of me, and I had to go sit down in my van, and I'd taken my medication shortly before I went over to the park, and I've been on this medication forever, but I used to also be on a beta blocker, so when I was like the beta blocker, you know, the dosage I was on definitely lowers your blood pressure and heart rate, therefore making you dizzy and lightheaded. And the clonazepam seemed to counteract that, and it would make it feel better. And then when I got off the beta blocker, I noticed the drowsiness of the clonazepam. So the other day, it might have just been that while I was shooting around, the medication was still making me drowsy, because ironically, the guy whose foot I landed on over a couple months ago, and I hadn't seen since, and I sprained my ankle pretty bad and was off my feet, making me for over 2 months, making me even more out of shape. You know, it was an accident. Don't blame him at all. But ironically, he showed up, and I was actually happy to see him, because this guy is pretty good at shooting. He like hardly ever misses a shot, like from mid-range and long range. And so instead of driving off, I decided to just hold on to a bottle of water and rebound for him. And my body started to relax and loosen up, and since he didn't miss many shots, it wasn't that much of a workout, but I assumed I was going to get tired the longer I stayed out there, especially in the sun. Toby, you need in too, boy. But ended up being able to rebound for a little while. Then after he was getting tired of shooting, took a couple shots myself, and which didn't wear me out as much as when I first showed up, was shooting on my own. And then I went up for a two-handed jam, like pretty much right below the rim, but right now it takes like everything out of me to do that. And I still have some tenderness in the ankle, but went up for the jam, and just from that I became like really dizzy and started seeing like a whole bunch of colors in my eyesight, like pretty much my vision just got blurry, and I was like, oh, that's it. And then that was enough for me for that day. But it sucks that doing like a total of, I think, 4 or 5 dunks the other day at the park, I got that dizzy when 2.5 months ago, when I sprained my ankle, it took so long to build me up into shape where the day I hurt my ankle, we were playing 3-on-3 and 2-on-2, and this guy was there, and I was just within a short period of time I was able to get 5 dunks. I didn't have anyone anywhere near my height guarding me or anyone playing great defense, but just the fact that I got 5 dunks and it didn't like completely exhaust me for the most part. Compared to the shape I'm in now, sucks. Anyways, that's a long video rant. I'm sure I could have talked a lot faster, and let's try not to make another 20-minute video.